Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options of Play video update. So everybody's looking forward to the big G20 meeting this weekend, right? And after that, what do we got? So it's beginning of July. Come in Monday. It's the first day of the new month, but it's also the July 4th holiday week. Okay, so yes, we have a huge event this weekend, and we got the jobs report this coming Friday. But in between, we have only like you'll see only a couple names scheduled with earnings, so there's really not a whole lot of scheduled news. A lot of people tend to take vacation this week, so the volumes could possibly be lighter. Um, so it's one of these weeks where you really want to keep things tight, maybe take your risk down a little bit, right? You don't want to really extend yourself, like trade a little bit too much, because a lot of times, like I feel like these holiday shortened weeks can be a little bit tougher from a trading point of view, just because there's not a lot of participation, right? So take down the risk, maybe trade a little bit lighter, focus on those names with news, however few they may be. All right. So with that in mind, Monday. So no scheduled names on the earnings front, either before the open or after the close. So this will actually be the third week in a row that there won't be a single name scheduled for Monday morning or afternoon. Tuesday before the open, you have a couple. So Acuity, AYI. This is actually a name we've played a few times, and it tends to move pretty well, although it hasn't been moving as large recently. All right. So last quarter, pretty good move. Um, but that was only about that was only about like 12 to 13 points. It ended up going on a little bit of an extended run after it, but the day of it was only about 12 to 13. And coincidentally, it's pricing in about 12 points going into earnings this coming week. All right, those are monthly options though, so there will be some time value after it. It's been relatively range bound, right? As about as range bound as a name like this will be. As you can see, the chart's a little choppy, hasn't had a lot of direction. It is coming off a beat though, so overall, I feel like probably be a little bit more positive on this, and thinking maybe do something a little bit further out of the money, maybe target a move up into like the mid to high 140s if the numbers are good again. Because what's even more interesting about like another move up here is that it would basically that would be the third test of this high 140s 150 area. There's a pretty substantial gap that remains unfilled from October of last year. So it hasn't been as big of a mover, but it is coming off a pretty solid quarter. And it seems like if it can get up through like the 140s, there's a chance that it could make a run into that gap. So thinking maybe a more like speculative bullish camp, maybe like some spreads or like out of the money calls or something like that. Greenbrier, another name on Tuesday morning. So this one has been just a tougher trading name. Uh, Still pretty heavily shorted, but obviously the stock has just been in like a really steady downtrend. These rail car manufacturers have been just kind of like tough trading names. Uh, it's priced in 375, and I mean it's not terrible. It has had some bigger moves, but as you can see, right, the last couple quarters it's been a little bit more in like the reversal camp. So it hasn't had like a lot of like clean reactions. Um, haven't had a lot of success with this in a while, and for like the one out of every three, one out of every four quarters where it could have a big move, it just seems like it's just not consistent enough to really go after. So even though it's only like one of like three names scheduled next week, it's just not. I feel like not a very compelling setup. So I'll probably end up leaving it alone. And Wednesday before the Open, so this is it for the week. So International Speedway, and as you can see from like the last like 7 month chart, it's not really a big mover, nor has it really been a big mover much in the past, minus like a quick drop and a quick pop. It's not really like an earnings story. Occasionally they'll have a move, but um, it's just not consistent. Not a name I've traded. Um, I don't think ever really, at least not that I can remember. So just don't really like the setup. So I'll probably leave that one alone too. So of the three names scheduled next week, I feel like AYI maybe has the most potential. So that'll be the one I'm focused on. Um, but honestly, before you know it, earnings season will be here because like the following week things pick up. So the second week of July, plus this coming Friday, you get the July jobs report. So even though we don't have a lot scheduled, uh, it will pick up very quick and it'll be very, very busy for the next month. So this is probably a good weekend to relax, maybe spend some time with family, friends, and just try to really keep that narrow tunnel vision and just focus on like the handful of names that are in the news and try not to do too much. All right. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And if you're out of the office next week, have a wonderful holiday week. And I will talk to you on Monday. Take care.